Hey guys, welcome to another video. Thanks for tuning into this one. I have been looking into the BA preparation material even more just so that I can gather more information for you guys. And I think I do want to cover some things now. Of course, this is like I always do on this channel. If I do have new information that I believe I need to share with you, I would come out and share it with you. And I hope that it benefits you all that are going through the process or that will go through the process. Let's start with the first important aspect of this. Okay, I'm still getting a lot of questions from some of you out there that are asking if it's applicable to, or if international students can apply. I always say this, all right, the first place always start is to go to the website. All right, go to the BA website or Speedbird Academy website so that you can actually get a real information for yourself. Understand that I cover a lot of programs and I'm not an expert at all of them. I'll be honest with you, because at the end of the day, most of this information are things that I'm able to just gather myself. And, you know, by the time you cover 6-7 different cadet programs, everything starts to mix together. But one thing I would say is that I always try to go back to update myself on what is current and what I want to pass across to you guys. That is always very important. But please do your own due diligence, of course. Do your own homework, do your own study. None of this is, there's no guarantees, right? You always have to prepare yourself for the opportunities. And I hope that you guys are preparing. My aim here is just to help in whatever little way I can. So let's start with the first aspect of my of the things I want to cover in this video. Let me go back to my page here. I need to close this. Of course, go to the website again, careers.ba.com/Speedbird Pilot Academy preparation, and that will bring you to this page that you currently have on the website. Okay, you can download the PDF again for those of you that are seeing this for the first time. And this PDF will bring you to this guide, the Candidate Preparation Materials, the online application for 2024. As you can see, it says the online application. And that means that, you know, the initial phase of the program is just to cover the online stuff, all the things you do online. As you go on to the flight school, there may be some things you do with the online program. But eventually, as you get through the assessment or selection process, as you go through the selection processes or stages, you would end up not doing anything online anymore, but majority of the things you will end up doing will be, you know, in person. And I hope that you guys get to those stages, because that's where it really gets real. This first phase is really to eliminate a lot of, you know, candidates. Well, I don't want to say it that way. Let me correct myself. To make sure that those of you that are getting through the processes are actually qualified. Okay. Not everybody has the qualifications, so it's important to make that correction. Okay, it's not to eliminate. The goal is not to eliminate people, but they need to make sure that the people that they are selecting actually qualify for the job. And I think if you had your own business or if you had an own airline, you'd want to select the best of the best. So I hope that you are part of those people. So going through this, all right, you can read it yourself, but I just want to go over the things to expect. Of course, we know that when it opens on the 16th, which is in 2 days from now at the recording of this video, you would have to create your online application. You have to do the SJT, do the math test, do the check-in test, and then you do the video exercise or passenger announcement exercise. For those of you that did this last year, I hope that this will be very similar to what you did last year, and this should hopefully give you an advantage or at least help you perform well. Okay. For those of you that are going through this for the first time, don't be alarmed. Okay, understand that at the end of the day, the more you are able to practice and prepare for these assessments, or at least go through them, the better you become. You get more confident. You get to understand how to prepare better. You're going through this for the first time, I wish you the best of luck. Okay, but some that went through last year, that found my channel, they've been able to reach out to me, that got selected and went through, and they were able to give a lot of feedback to just how the videos that I shared really helped. So without saying too much, okay, this PDF really explains what is involved. Here are my suggestions for you. Of course, one of the things that I do not see here is the CV. They do not talk about the CV, but I would say maybe you have something ready just in case. But of course, the important part would be writing your what do you call it, motivation. All right, that write-up will be very important. Okay, to say a lot about you, a lot of the things you've done, maybe cover some of your challenges, but make sure you're able to wrap it up with the importance of why you want to apply to BA or the Speedbird Pilot Academy. Very important. And I think they've really explained that all here. Okay. And remember, it says maximum of 1500 characters, around 250 words. Make sure you stick to those. If you write 400 words, you may end up losing points, okay, or you may end up getting disqualified. So try to stick within the parameters that are stated. The other thing I want to say is here, okay, no vague, unclear reasons for why you're applying. And I think I've covered this in my previous video, so I don't want to go over that. And also you can read this yourself and hopefully make a good understanding, or at least reach a good understanding of what is expected of you. For the SJT, situational judgment test, or situation judgment test, that's what it's called, SJT. Understand that, let me switch to my screen here. Understand that the purpose of this is really to, again, test your judgment. It's as simple as that. But most importantly, your ability to apply the competences, the pilot competences we talk about on this channel for all the pilot stuff or our cadet programs. You need to be able to apply the competencies to actual scenarios. So the idea of this SJT is to give you situations in which you could find yourself as a pilot, whether you're working as a crew, whether you're working or you working together with other team members. All right, how are you able to apply things like professionalism, apply your communication skills, effective communication skills, by the way? How are you able to apply your technical knowledge or flight path management skill or flight path management manual skills? You have things like professionalism. I think I already mentioned that. You need to think about your teamwork, your workload management, right? You need to be able to apply those things, situational awareness. You need to be able to apply them to the scenarios that you're given. And they would ask you various questions. It could be things that require you to prioritize managing your workload or your tasks so that you can manage your workload and you don't become overload or experience work overload. It could be things that are in relation to maintaining situational awareness, okay? Being able to have a very wide understanding of what is going on around you, what is happening, what will happen, and what is current around you. And it could also be things that test your professionalism, right? If you're put in a situation of a conflict with a coworker, how would you handle it? Would you go all out and tear them up, right? Something like that, or would you be professional about it? And I think that's something that you need to already have, and that's why it's called a judgment test. Back to the screen here. They give examples, okay, and I think you can always look into those examples to kind of that gives you, those examples give you an idea of what to expect. So remember, like I mentioned, pilot competences, okay, and it says here, we encourage you to research a range of pilot competencies online to help you understand what we are measuring in the SJT. Please do that. It will help you. Now, and then they give examples here, 3 different examples. And this way, I believe were from last year. And I'm not going to go over that. They have the answers there as well. And they give explanations as well. So do your part to read through it. The next thing I want to talk about is the math test. For the math test, they're already giving different resources that you can consider. I don't think I need to sit down with you with this one. It's just a matter of practice. Math is all about practice. If you use it, you get better. If you don't use it, you forget it. So the more you practice it, the better you become. And they give different examples as well. The only recommendation to keep in mind here is, for those of you that haven't done this before, know that that time, that 17 minutes that you're given to take the test will go by quickly. Okay. So if you're not quick with your math, you may run out of time. And some people ran out of time last year and still made it through. And some people, and that meant that they were able to answer a lot of questions correctly. So I don't want you to prioritize speed over accuracy. And I'm using that, intentionally. Accuracy in the sense that, making sure that you get a correct answer. I don't want you to prioritize speed, which means that, trying to rush through the questions so that you don't run out of time. But in the same token, all right, I don't want you to focus on being correct on every question that you end up running out of time, and then you don't get to go through most of the questions. So like I said, know that you only have 70 minutes. It's not a lot of time, and that time will fly by pretty quickly. So do your best to have a balanced approach, both on the accuracy and on speed. Try to do your best to cover as much ground as possible and as accurately. Okay, and this comes back to practicing. Keep practicing those tests so that you can get as many scores or points as much as possible. The other thing here is let's see, the check-in test. Okay, they give 2 examples here. Okay, but the check-in test is also similar to, it's slightly different from the math test. For the check-in test, you're tested on your attention to detail. Okay, and I want you to see my face here. They are testing you on your attention to detail. Okay, and your ability to make sure that you pay attention to the detail that is presented to you and be able to find errors in the information presented is very important. Here is also a place where you may run out of time. You don't have a lot of time, and all you can do is practice, practice, and practice. It would help you prepare better for this assessment. Okay, and then they give the examples, they cover the examples, and they give explanations. Now, of course, they didn't talk about the video assessment. Okay, and I want you to know that for the video assessment, it's something that you will have to do as well. As long as you've made it through these stages here that are covered, you would have to do the video assessment. And during the video assessment, you are generally required to do a task. Okay, while taking that task, pay attention to the information you're presented. Okay, and make sure that you are able to remember numbers. Make sure you're able to remember the detail of what or what is going on in the information you are presented with. Okay, do your own research online. Try to find as many resources as much as you can. And this would lead me to my last point: pass. Okay, for those of you that are able to stick through this video, I hope that you're able to you've been able to get your hands on the assessment preparation program that PASS offers. Let me go here. Okay, I use this myself, okay, for different reasons. Let me just zoom down right there. Okay, and the reason why I want you guys to be able to use this is because it gives you an idea of what to really expect. Okay, so use the discount code below Steven Aviate to save you a few bucks, and it would help. Okay, it's helped a lot of people from the past, and I know that it will help you also. But to show you an example of the things I'm talking about here, you have the math test that it covers. You have the check-in test. Okay, for the check-in test, all right, you can easily practice some of this, which I'm going to just show you an example of one of the tests. Let me see if you can see the screen very well here. It is important that, you know, in preparing for this test, I'm going to run out of time because I'm talking, all right? But the goal here is that you are looking at the information that you're presented with and you're trying to find the correct answer, okay? Oh, I selected the wrong thing there. And you can see here as well, I'm talking, I'm trying to multitask, and that's it, you know. But the point here is you go through all of that and you only have 5 minutes to cover 25 questions, okay? Now, I don't know if this is exactly what you get on your Speedbird program, okay? I do not know that, but the practice would help you to be able to multitask, to have a mental snapshot of the information that they are presented with, and maybe to be able to remember. Now, there's much more than that. If I go back to, what's going on? Okay, make sure you guys like seeing that. Right, okay. So let me just take you back again here, just so I can show you something else with the check-in test. If I select this one, for example, this is another one that asks you to look for errors. Okay, I've taken this test. They are not hard, okay, and just so that you are seeing that they are not hard, but they require you to be able to spot errors, and they can be very tricky. Okay, very tricky. Let me show you another one here that they have. Let me see. This is another one here that presents with all this information, and you can imagine you have a very limited amount of time to do 10 questions in this particular example, and you have 5 minutes, and you have to be able to spot, you know, the errors in the numbers that are presented to you. Again, they are not hard. All right, it's just all about being able to multitask and find errors and pay attention to the detail. Okay, I just want to wish you guys the best of luck. I hope that you guys are able to do well. I hope that you guys are able to get through to the next stage of doing the video assessment. And then, I would again share as much information as I can. Of course, if you have any questions, please feel free to drop a like. Feel free to leave it in the comment section below. Don't forget to drop a like below, and I would love to see you in the next one.